Have you ever walked down a road so quiet it feels like it's holding its breath? In the town of Badlapur, that's not just a feeling, it's a warning. They say Badlapur goes quiet early. After midnight, the town doesn't sleep, it waits. Shops pull their shutters down tight, dogs fall silent, and even the last trains seem to rush away, as if they know better than to linger. This story is about a night like that. The station clock had just flickered to 12:47 a.m. when two friends, Eamon and Rohit, stepped out onto the main road. Their timing couldn't have been worse. The streetlights were all dead. Not broken, not flickering, just off. A single long stretch of asphalt connected the station to their neighborhood, cutting straight through a patch of land everyone in town instinctively avoided after dark. There were no houses here, no temples, nothing but the skeletons of half-finished buildings and ancient trees that looked like claws reaching for the sky. Arman glanced at his phone. The screen glowed faintly, showing just 12% battery. "Let's walk fast," Rohit said, his voice a little too loud, a little too forced. He was trying to sound casual, but the tension was already there. Their footsteps echoed with an unnatural clarity, as if the road itself was a microphone, amplifying every crunch of gravel, every scuff of their shoes. The air felt heavy, thick with a humidity that was somehow cold, clinging to their skin. Amon felt a strange pressure building in his ears, that familiar throb you get just before a headache takes hold. They were about halfway down the road when Amon suddenly stopped. His heart gave a little jolt. "Rohit," he started, his voice barely a whisper. "Do you see that?" At the far end of the road, where the darkness pooled thickest around a curve, two shadows stood side by side, but that was impossible. They weren't attached to anything. There were no people, no trees, no posts to cast them, just a freestanding shadows. They were long, impossibly thin, and far too tall to be human. They didn't move, but with every blink, Eamon swore they were getting closer. Not walking, not sliding, just growing. Rohit swallowed hard, his throat dry. Maybe it's just someone standing under a tree," he offered, but his voice trembled. "There are no streetlights," Eamon whispered back, his eyes locked on the figures. "What's casting them?" Before Rohit could even begin to form an answer, a voice breathed directly into Eamon's left ear. "Help me." It was soft, almost gentle. Arman spun around, his body reacting before his mind could. There was nothing. The road behind them was a ribbon of absolute black, empty and endless. "You heard that, right?" Arman demanded, panic finally cracking through his composure. Before Rohit could reply, the voice came again. This time it wasn't in one ear. It was in both their ears. At the exact same time, a shared, intimate whisper, "Help me." It wasn't loud, it wasn't angry or threatening. It sounded tired, desperate, frighteningly human. In that instant, the temperature plummeted. It dropped so suddenly that Eamon saw his own breath mist in front of his face. Rohit's hand shot out and grabbed Eamon's arm, his grip like a vice. "We shouldn't be here," he choked out. As if on cue, the two shadows at the end of the road vanished. For a split second, Arman felt a wave of relief wash over him. And then, he saw it. He noticed something behind Rohit. Two new shadows stretched across the asphalt, their own shadows, but they were wrong. They were touching their feet, and they were slowly, deliberately, turning toward them, independent of their bodies. Rohit froze, his face a mask of terror. "I can't breathe," he wheezed, his voice tight. Eamon dared to turn, and his heart slammed against his ribs so hard it felt like it would break. The shadows were now behind them, looming. So close that Arman could feel an unnatural cold where their darkness overlapped his own. The voice returned, but the pleading tone was gone. It was flat, cold, and accusatory. "Why didn't you help me?" Rohit let out a sharp, choked scream. His body went rigid, and he fell backward, hitting the hard road with a dull, final thud. His eyes were wide open, staring at nothing. There was no blood, there were no wounds. He was just gone. "Aman." The whisper came again, seeming to come from Rohit's unmoving lips. Eamon stumbled backward, his legs shaking so badly he could barely stand. "Stop it! Stop it!" he yelled into the darkness. The shadows bent and twisted, not like human figures, but like distorted reflections in disturbed water. The voice dropped to a whisper so close it felt like it was inside Eamon's skull. "Look at me." That's when Eamon ran. He didn't know where the strength came from. His feet pounded the pavement, but he couldn't hear his own footsteps anymore. The road seemed to stretch and twist before him, familiar landmarks appearing and disappearing at random. He felt something chasing him, not fast, not slow, just inevitable. Behind him, the voice called his name, perfectly. First in his mother's worried tone, then in Rohit's voice, as if from a fond memory, and then, terrifyingly, in his own. Eamon never looked back, he just ran. He burst into the first lit area of the town, gasping for air, just as the faint sound of the morning call to prayer echoed from a distant mosque. The moment that human sound filled the air, the pressure in his ears vanished. The chilling cold lifted. The world felt normal again. Eamon collapsed onto the pavement, sobbing uncontrollably. When people gathered around and asked him what happened, where Rohit was, Eamon couldn't answer. He could only shake his head, the horror too great for words. The police searched the road at dawn. They found nothing, no signs of a struggle, no footprints other than the ones leading away. No blood. The only thing they found was a single slipper lying perfectly upright in the middle of the road. As if it had been carefully placed there, Rohit was never found. He simply vanished from the face of the earth. Eamon stopped speaking for a long time after that night. When he finally did, weeks later, he said only one thing: he listens. To this day, the people of Badlapur avoid that road after midnight. Auto drivers will refuse the fare. Residents will take the long way around. They say that if you're brave enough or foolish enough to walk there late at night, you'll hear it. A soft voice asking for help. Sometimes it's a stranger. Sometimes it's the voice of someone you love. The rule is simple: do not turn back, do not answer, because the voice doesn't want your help. It just wants you to acknowledge it, and once you look at it, it learns your face. And even now, on the most silent of nights, people passing by swear they can hear a whisper carried on the wind: help me. And somewhere in that suffocating darkness, two shadows wait, patiently, for the next person to listen. Thank you for watching. If you found this story chilling, please hit that like button, share it with someone who loves a good scare, and subscribe for more tales from the shadows. Stay safe out there.